Living in an HOA community can be interesting. You get manicured lawns and a sense of order, but you also get the occasional HOA Karen on a power trip. My story? It involves one of those Karens, my front door, A911 call, and my chop wife. Buckle up. It all started on a Tuesday afternoon. I was working from home, deeply focused on a project, when I heard a key turning in my front door lock. My heart jumped into my throat. I live alone, or so I thought. I crept towards the hallway, my mind racing. Burglary? Home invasion? I grabbed the heaviest thing I could find, a ridiculously oversized paperweight. The door swung open, and in walked Brenda, the self-appointed queen of our HOA. She had this smug look on her face, holding a spare key in her hand. "Hello?" she sighed, as if she'd just walked into her own house. I was stunned. "Brenda, what on earth are you doing? How did you get that key?" She just scoffed. "The HOA has master keys for emergencies, dear. And I saw your holiday decorations are still up. It's January 15th. That's a violation of Rule 7 subsection J." I couldn't believe it. She unlocked my door to tell me to take down my fairy lights. "Brenda, you can't just let yourself into my home. That's illegal," I told her, my voice shaking with a mix of fear and anger. This is where it gets wild. Instead of apologizing, she pulled out her phone. "You are being hostile and uncooperative," she announced dramatically. I feel threatened. "I'm calling the police." Before I could even process the absurdity, she was on the phone with 911, claiming I was threatening her. Me? In my own home? I stood there, speechless, as she described me as a hostile resident who was becoming aggressive. The dispatcher must have been confused, but they did their job and signed-in officer was on the way. Brenda crossed her arms, looking incredibly pleased with herself, like she just won the HOA Olympics. She clearly expected the police to arrive, scold me, and validate her ridiculous power trip. A few minutes later, a police cruiser pulled up, but the officer who stepped out wasn't just any officer. It was my wife, Sarah, just getting off her shift. She still had her uniform on. The look on Brenda's face was priceless. Her jaw literally dropped. Sarah walked up the path, her expression shifting from confusion to concern when she saw me looking distraught and Brenda standing in our doorway. "What's going on here?" Sarah asked, her calm, authoritative voice cutting through the tension. Brenda, bless her heart, tried to take control. "Officer, thank goodness you're here. This resident was threatening me after he performed a routine inspection." Sarah looked at Brenda, then at me, then back at Brenda. A slow smile spread across her face. She walked past Brenda, gave me a quick kiss on the cheek, and sighed, "Honey, who's our guest?" Brenda's face went from pale to be red. She stammered, "Honey, you too." Sarah turned to her, her smile gone, replaced by a very serious chop face. "This is my wife, and this is our home. Now, would you care to explain to me why you used an unauthorized key to enter our private residence and then filed a false police report?" The color drained from Brenda's face. She started backpedaling, mumbling about how rules and misunderstandings. But Sarah wasn't having it. She explained, in very clear terms, the legal trouble Brenda was in for unlawful entry and misuse of the 911 system. The threat of actual legal consequences was something Brenda's HOA rulebook hadn't prepared her for. She ended up apologizing profusely, surrendered the master key, and practically ran away. We haven't seen her on our street since. And my holiday lights, I kept them up for another week, just because I could. Sometimes, karma doesn't just knock. It unlocks the door and serves justice with a badge. Thanks for listening to my story, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more.